I grew up in France, but had parents who were not French, and I think that's interesting because from the beginning I was always in a mix of cultures, and I think it's when you don't belong to a specific place you get a sense of broader place that comes into your head. Both my parents were sort of wanderers and travelled a lot. There's a guy called Ray Anderson that used to run, sadly died very recently, he ran Interface Carpets, which for a long time was a sort of poster child of sustainable company. It was like, they've got it right. And he very famously wrote about the moment when he read this book called The Ecology of Commerce by Paul Hawken, and he went, oh, wait a minute, I'm not a successful business entrepreneur, I'm a terrorist. I've been ruining the planet for all these years and I didn't notice. And I read that same book, but I then saw Paul Hawken speak at a conference. And I really had that same moment where I went, wait, I've been in business all these years. Now, I hadn't started a 6,000 person carpet making company. But what I had done is gone off and started a number of internet businesses, and it just reminded me that actually I could run businesses that were far more compatible with the greater good. So I think we also have to sometimes remember what challenges we should and can take on. So when I work with businesses, and they're going, hey, how about we give money to build schools in Africa? I'm like, hey, how about you stop making X product which creates a problem right here in your community? You have to focus on the problems you create, first and foremost. It doesn't stop you from extending beyond that. So I think we shouldn't bear the burden of just all humanity's problems as individuals, otherwise we just get down. Whereas actually there's tremendous good stuff we can do. It's not hard in this world when you've got a little bit of an environmental awareness to just see problems all day long. So I suppose from a little bit of awareness when I was younger, you then kind of constantly spot things. So waste is just totally pervasive. I was at a music festival recently and I got there on the last day, not the first day. And the entire ground was just coated with papers and this and that. And now, far too many people with sort of environmental conscious focus on that stuff all the time. They see one person littering and they go crazy and go, how dare you put one piece of paper on the ground? It's like, we have so much bigger problems than that. I mean, you go to those kind of massive strip mines in Australia or something like that, you'll never worry about a piece of paper again. But I think it's just seeing the flaws in the systems. Like, we don't have a way of giving people food in a portable way at a music festival that doesn't involve a ton of waste. There's the problem. Invention is a very small part of any technological story. To me, adoption is the bigger one. So we didn't start using cars because they were efficient. We started using cars because they were cool and exciting and crazy. And so today we're not using photovoltaic panels and all of that because they're not efficient. I'm like, well, that's not the problem. The problem is we haven't made people want them. So the communication part of all of this that gets people to adopt technology is, to me, far more crucial. So I started going, well, actually, I'm not an engineer. I play a different role. I play the role of making, business leaders, my mother, anyone else think all of this is attractive. I'll quote Paul Hawken again, actually, he says brilliantly, if you look at the facts and you're not sort of horribly depressed and you don't become pessimistic, then you don't understand the facts. But if you look at the people that are creating great solutions and doing things that are, that get us out of this trouble, and you're not optimistic, then you're just an idiot or you're not human. And by far the biggest reason I've got into this over the years is because, pretty much nothing we do is remotely sustainable. So we have to rethink everything we do. I can't think of a more exciting brief